Hello, my name is Sashikaran Reddy. Hello, my name is Sashikaran Reddy, and now I'm going to teach you. And now I'm going to explain the project for my mobile computing subject, CSC 535. So, so this project is context monitoring application where we are going to create two buttons. First important button is the heart rate calculator, in which we will be turning on the camera and will record a video with the user's finger with the flash on the lens, and then it will record the video. And using the video and the helper code, we are going to detect the heart rate. In the same way, we're going to use the accelerometer of the mobile, and we are going to place the mobile on our chest, and it's going to record the respiratory rate, the breath rate of the user. And also there is an option to include 10 symptoms, which I'm going to explain further in detail, so that you'll have a great idea about the project. So firstly, this project I have actually divided into four important parts. The first important part is the database. So for the database, first I've created app database, in which I have started an instance called the app database user health data. The database. So basically, what we are going to do in this user health data is I've initialized 12 symptoms, in which the first two symptoms are the heart rate and the respiratory rate, and the other two symptoms are the nausea, headache, diarrhea, sore throat, fever, muscle aches, loss of smell or taste, cough, shortness of breath, and feeling tired. So I've initialized this, and I've also put an primary key which is auto generating, and I've given the ID, like it auto generates along with the records. So the user health data, this file is basically we are creating a class, and then I've created another file for a DAO file for the CRUD operations. So here I'm going to do the insert and delete. Defined the insert and delete operations. So insert operation is when we are going to upload the symptoms of the user. When the user selects the upload button, it uploads the symptoms of the user, and the delete button will always delete all the records of the data, which I'm going to show the demo very short. Next, the first screen, the home screen, is the main activity. So in this main activity, I have first imported all the things, and I have designed the UI using the JetBrains Compose rather than using the XML. So here, what I've did is we'll be having two screens with an heading. First, the CSC 535 context monitoring hub. This is the heading, and then we'll be having two buttons. The first button will ask us to record the health data, and the second button is the delete the user's health data. So clicking on the delete user's health data will actually trigger the database operation which we defined for the delete this. So it will trigger that, and automatically you know it deletes the data which is present in the database. Now clicking on the record health data. So clicking on this button will actually take us to the next page. So that page is measurement selection activity. So measurement selection activity, here we'll be providing two options. So basically there will be three buttons. The first button is the heart rate calculation button. The second one is the respiratory rate calculator button. And the third button is the upload symptoms button. The upload symptoms button is going to be enabled only when the heart rate button and the respiratory rate value button is initialized. I mean, when the user records the uh, readings of the heart rate and the respiratory rate, only then the upload button is going to be initialized. So here, on clicking the heart rate button, we are going to go to the heart rate activity, which I'm going to explain next. And next, on clicking the respiratory, it's going to do the respiratory. But for the upload symptoms button, it will check whether the heart rate and the respiratory rate values are collected. Only then it will start the activity, and we can, use the internet. I'm sorry. So these are the buttons. Here I have mentioned if else. If it is null, if our respiratory is null, then it will show the message, please measure heart rate and respiratory rate before uploading the symptoms. So this is the second screen. Now we'll go to the important where we are going to do more functionalities. These are just like the if else or just pressing the buttons which are going to take to the next pages. So next is the heart rate. Now clicking the heart rate but measure the heart rate button in the measurement selection activity, it takes us to heart rate activity. So this heart rate activity is very important task because this heart rate activity is going to ask the user for the permission of the camera, and then it will it will turn on the flashlight, it will record a video, it will give an instruction to the user to put a finger on the backside of the lens, and that video is that video will be saving it to our gallery, and that URL is carry forward to the helper code which is provided to us, and that helper code is going to calculate uh, the heart rate. So here if you observe, I'll just show you the start camera and record. I've mentioned this privately. So here, uh, so basically what this code does is it will actually record a video for 45 seconds, because the in the helper code the number of frames is 425. So I've mentioned it as 45 seconds, and these 45 seconds it will save the video with this name and the type we have mentioned all, which it saves to the gallery. And then after recording this video, we will be sending it to the we will be sending an URL. Okay. So before we'll be getting an instruction, place your finger on the camera lens, flash is on, recording for 45 seconds and all. After the recording is finished, video is saved to the gallery, and then that video, that thing we are going to, send it to the heart rate calculator. This is the helper code which is provided to us. I've not changed, but we have just, I've added the URL, which is the URL of the video. And taking that video, it will actually divide it into frames, and then there's a logic to, you know, calculate the heart rate. So after calculating the heart rate, so this is the way it calculates the heart rate. Now again, if we come back to the measurement selection activity, in the measurement selection activity, you'll see the value of the heart rate. Now, even now, the upload button is not going to be enabled because the respiratory rate is not calculated yet. So then, when you click on the respiratory rate activity, here you are going to engage the accelerometer. So this accelerometer, it is going to record the values in the XYZ as compatible with the helper code which we have. So here, what we are going to do is, again, it's going to ask the user to, just press enter for start the recording button, and it will record for 45 seconds. After recording the data for 45 seconds, it's going to send the the event sensor data to the respiratory rate, this file. And after the values are received here, we are going to calculate uh, I mean, the I'm sorry, the breaths per minute for the respiratory rate, and this is going to actually. Now, since we have calculated the heart rate and then we have calculated the respiratory rate, now the upload button in the measurement selection activity will be enabled. Now, clicking on that upload selection activity will take us to a page where we are given a 10 options. So here I have mentioned that options. So heart rate, respiratory nausea, headaches, diarrhea, sore throat, fever, muscle. So I've mentioned some buttons, severity level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here, if you observe, created an array for taking the values, and we are going to access the values here. And when the user clicks on the upload button, then we are going to update the data to the database which we have, and then it is going to show the message data uploaded successfully. So here we are going to append the CSV row to the data, and then this is the since the the window size is very big, we have defined the lazy column so that we can scroll through the page. Next, so these are all the things, and I'm going to show. So this is the GitHub file I've already uploaded, and this is the README file, and I have mentioned what does every the code file, what we have created, every screen, every activity, what does it do, like the user health data, DAO, the doing the insert and delete operations, and the app database, which initializes the room database instance, and then main activity. So in the main activity, it's going to create the CSV task, whether we are going to record or we are going to delete, and it is going to actually perform the delete operation when we click on the delete thing. And then measurement selection activity.kt. So in this measurement selection activity.kt, as I've said, you'll be having two buttons for measuring the heart rate and the respiratory rate, and the upload button is not going to be enabled unless these two are calculated. And we had some difficulties when we were transmitting some values, because I wanted it to display the heart rate and uh, the respiratory rate on the screen. And since it has to carry forward, since it has to carry back the values towards to this screen to actually enable the upload button, there was some difficulties I reached. But since it's a dynamically activating button, the upload button, so, and heart rate activity, as I've mentioned before, it opens the camera and it checks it, it records for 45 seconds, and then it sends that video to the helper code. And the respiratory this thing, the sensor listens and gathers the XYZ accelerometer information, and then it also sends to the helper code. Symptoms, we are going to use the insert operation here. And I have also in the manifest, I have included these files, and included, to enable this heart rate detection for the camera and all. To do that, I have made some changes to the manifest file. I'm going to show that also. And next, to build.gradle.kts. In this file, in the module, we have actually added some dependencies, because with the initial dependencies, the code will not run. So we had to add some dependencies like the room dependencies, camera X dependencies, and also for dynamically, using the composting, we have actually used the libraries for that also. So I've also mentioned the GenAI citation, and there's a note here, and this is the writing assignment. Now, next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and I'll start sharing my screen through my mobile and show the app demo. So, so I think you can see my screen now. So this is the app, and wait a second. I'll just first stop sharing here. I'll just run this thing in my Android Studio. Now I will run my file, and you can see that the app is installed successfully in 174 milliseconds. Now I'll stop sharing screen here, and then I'll share my screen. So I'm sharing my entire screen. This is my mobile screen, and now I'm clicking on the app. So as I've told you, in the main activity, you'll be seeing the two buttons. The first button is the record health data, and the second button is the delete all recorded data. So delete all recorded data actually deletes the entire CSV, the database which we have stored. So first, I'll show you how do we record the health data. So clicking on the record health data will take us to two apps. Here you can see that two buttons. Here you can see that upload symptoms button is not enabled yet because we did not measure the heart rate and the respiratory rate. So for that, we have to actually start doing the heart rate. Now clicking on the heart rate, you can see there is an instruction. Place your finger on the lens. Recording will last for 45 seconds. Remove finger when the flashlight is turned off. So I'm just going to show this is the mobile. Now clicking on the heart rate, the flashlight is turned on and I'm putting my finger on the lens. So for 45 seconds, it's going to record the video, and then that video is sent to the helper code which we have mentioned through URL. The URL of the video will be passed to the helper code, and then it will calculate the heart rate. So the flashlight is still on. I've added also the instruction that we are recording the live video, wait until the flash is turned off. So now the heart rate is calculated, and here you can see, observe that we have dynamically send the values from the heart rate screen to again the measurement screen 90 bpm. Now since the heart rate is calculated, even now the upload symptom is not being enabled because we have to still calculate the respiratory rate. So now clicking on the press respiratory rate and clicking on the button, and I'm going to place the mobile on my chest for 45 seconds. So the respiratory rate is also calculated and it is 18 breaths per minute. Now the upload symptom button is enabled. I'll just show you where the heart rate video is saved. One second. So clicking on the upload symptoms, here you'll be seeing the screens. So here you have different symptoms. Now I'm going to select like 4 or some random things. And we are also given an instruction that if you do not select any option, then it has to be 0. So here I'm not selecting any option for the cough, any option for the shortness of the breath. I'm going to just select something for the feeling of it. And now clicking on the upload data, you can see that data is saved to user health data. And again, it's again the status is again turned back, and the again upload symptoms is disabled. Now again it's asking for the next data to be recorded. So here if you see, where is the heart rate, that thing is stored. So in the downloads, here you have a CSV file. Clicking on the CSV file, you can see the heart rate 90, respiratory rate, and the options which we have selected. Here we did not select any option for the cough or shortness of breath. Here it's still 0. So you can observe that even though we do not select any option, it automatically assigns a 0 value to it. And we have selected feeling tired 1. Now, in this way, we have inserted the data, but we did not show how to delete the data. But before that, I'm going to again, insert the data because uh, it will not rewrite the thing, but it is going to add another record. It is not going to rewrite the record. It is going to add another record. So for that demonstration, I'm just doing the same process again. The flashlight is turned off, but it is still calculating the heart rate. So it has calculated 135 BPM. And then I'm going to do the respiratory thing. Just going to place it here. So it has calculated the respiratory. Now I'm going to upload the symptoms again. I'm just going to select one. And the data is uploaded now. And again, the status has, came back. So now again, if I go to the LCSV just once, I'll just refresh it. So here you can see the second record. So the second record is also uploaded. So I've shown you the heart rate calculation, respiratory rate calculation. I've shown you all the screens, all the buttons, the functionality of them. Now the only thing is left which is to show is the deletion operation on the database. So now clicking on this and I've clicked on delete all recorded data. So you see a message total recorded user data is deleted. So what this button usually does is it is going to delete all the data, but it is going to retain the column headers of the CSV file and it is going to put it in the same location. So now total recorded user data is deleted here. So I'm going to go back to the CSV file and just see that I'll just refresh it. You can see that the CSV file is empty. So the data is deleted, but the database is there. I mean, with the column headers and all, but the data inside the database is deleted. So in this way, I've shown all the functionalities of the app. Sorry. Yeah. So in this way, I have calculated all the I've completed the project. I've uploaded all the documents in the GitHub and the README file, which contains the writing assignment and the explanation of the code. And I'm going to upload the report in the Canvas for the submission. Thank you. I also wanted to show this thing. So I've told the heart rate app, it actually takes uh, the videos, right? So the heart rate, it's going to save it to the gallery. So you can see the the videos which are saved to the gallery. for the 44 seconds. So this was all what I wanted to show. So I've shown all the functionalities of the. Thank you.